Good morning, everyone. This is Silveroxis, and I'm making a new video series that just kind of start going over the weekly patch notes for Octopath Traveler COTC, just kind of explain things in depth in case there are things that are not abundantly clear, and just kind of go over any changes the game gets. So to go over the maintenance announcement for August 14th, as you know, maintenance time is always going to be the same. We are getting the summer rerun for EX Fior and EX Sophia. They are getting their 6-star upgrade and their TP. Pity's been reduced to 150. You know, paid step up is going to be the 50% chance of step 5. And they'll have a dual free banner as well, and they share Pity. I'll go over their upgrades in a minute. The TLDRs, they are not worth pulling for anymore. Only get them if you are a collector. We are getting a stealth update. We are getting the next Emberflame story update with the 5th Divine Beast. We are getting this before we've gotten the last 2 Divine Beasts from the last one, the last 2 pets for the last one, which is weird, which are really good. I'm going to go over that in a minute as well. But this was not in the roadmap. Again, NetEase just dropped it. So cool, more keepers, I guess, another Divine Beast, more tasks to do, more keepers to level up, more rubies to get. So more content is always a good thing. It's just weird that they don't put Emberflame on the roadmap at all. So we're getting the next Divine Beast and 4 of the 6 ocean-themed ones, so this is very fitting. For 6-star upgrades, obviously, EX, Sophia, and Fior are getting their upgrades, as well as Nina, Lana, Edelgard, Sarisa, and Ukes. EX, Sophia, and Fior are also getting their TP. They just stopped putting TP on here for Blessings of the Lantern, but very few characters are missing it now. And there's also Adversary Log upgrade updates for Divine Beast Lutia and Mellow the Kate Thief. The Tower Trials, we're getting the next cycle is Scholar and Apothecary training is coming into rotation, so you can do Scholar EX2 and Apothecary EX2 if you haven't yet. This is like literally the only use, honestly, that EX Sophia has is Apothecary Tower, and even then that's not a reason to pull her. It's just if you happen to have her, you can use her there, and it's a little bit helpful. EX Sophia and Fior are going to get increased Guidestone drops from hunts, which is pretty standard. They're going to get power-up packs in the shop, not worth buying. EX Rin, you did have a bug where her EX skill would not revive allies, so they are fixing this bug and giving compensation as well. And so yeah, as I said, we're getting EX Sophia and Fior reruns. She still has her dodging niche, but neither of them are very good. So to go over the upgrades, EX Sophia first of all, for the upgrades, let me see here. So as you can see in the sheet, so she's getting her TP skill, which is up to 6 hits. So instead of a 5 hit, she can get up to a 6-hit random target that's okay in power. And it also buffs her. Her EX skill is an all allies buff that does 6 different icons to all allies. This is mainly to help her out instead of that, but it also is 20% magic up and wind damage up, so it can be pretty good. Her TP passive gives her the ability to gain crit with magic and get dead aim when she has her Marine Wisdom 1 and 2, and her 6-star upgrade makes it easier to get. Unfortunately, none of these upgrades are super hard because at this point in the game, it's not really hard to get to 16 buff-debuff icons on the field at once now. So this just being reduced, sure, makes it easier for her to be always at Marine Wisdom 2, but at the same time, like, there are so many better things they could have upgraded her with, so that's just unfortunate. For EX Fior, this one's even more laughable. Like, so she already has her priority negate skills. That's like her only good use, and even then, that's super niche and not worth pulling for anymore. Her TP just does 20% fan res down and inflicts burning, which is okay, but it doesn't do any damage. So, and there's so many other ways to get fan res down that this is not needed. Her EX skill is after she's been hit 8 times, which sucks because she wants. Although I think that might count if she's dodging. She gets a 1-hit Giga Nuke, so you're never going to use this anyway. Her 6-star upgrade just makes her single hit nuke stronger, which is bad because it's still going to slam damage cap. And then her TP passive is that she does buff the front row's attack and damage cap if there's a burning enemy, which she can inflict burning with her counter, which is fine unless the enemy's immune to burning, like, I don't know, Yan Long, which she's used for sometimes, and he's immune to burning because he's an arena unit, so, like, it's just not very useful, unfortunately. For the other units that were upgraded, Nina Lana now has her 6-star. So she gets her EX skill, a front row 30% dark damage up. This is actually a pretty good skill because this is just capping dark damage up instantly. This is actually very good with EX Tatlock EX as she extends the dark damage up cap for both active and passive. So Nina Lana on the team can just boom 30% dark damage. It's good. And her 6-star upgrade just improves her dark damage up passive to give herself 50% critical and the ability to crit with magic. Unfortunately, she did not get double cast like some of her other casters got, so she unfortunately does not get much better because she still caps out at only 3 hits. So she just hits really, really hard, but suffers from damage cap problems. Unfortunately, they did not fix that. Okay, so then we got the trio of units. So we got Ukes, who got 6-star. 6-star, his single target attack and critical damage up to a target if they are, and attack up and critical damage if they are warrior. Now targets the front row. It wasn't a good skill to begin with, so making it front row does not make it any better. His EX skill is a 1 to 10 hit, 1 to 10 hit fire, which is and it says that because it's random, because a lot of his kit is just random how many hits he does, so that's really bad. And it has only a 30% chance to inflict a capped 30% physical defense, magic defense down for 2 turns to each target. That's also bad. And there's a 30% chance to grant 30% physical attack, magic attack up for 2 turns to each front row ally. That's 30% for each ally, so it's even more RNG. It's not good to play the odds when it's so easy to get buffs otherwise. So again, those upgrades are kind of bad. For Sarisa, see what we got. Sarisa. So Sarisa gets 1 use of an EX skill now that gives front row 15% physical attack, magic attack up, and dead aim for 2 turns, and then she swaps to the back row. So any kind of source of dead aim could be useful. Unfortunately, this can't be used till turn 6, so this kind of limits its use, so it's unfortunately not very good. And then her 6-star upgrade also gives her 15% magic attack up when which is also not. Well, which is like, it's good for backpacking because like the back row gets 50% physical attack up. Now she can backpack with magic attack up. It's only for 1 unit. There's like many units like literally Bargello right here that do both for the front row just by existing. So like this is not a good upgrade either, unfortunately. And then the final 6-star upgrade that we got is Edelgard. Should have had these preset, I'm sorry. So her 6-star upgrade, her 3-hit random target sword that inflicts taunt, which she wants to be taunted, becomes 4 hits. That's more hits is always good, but that's still not a lot of hits. And then she has a one use of an EX skill that increases her own attack cap from abilities to 50%, so she can get a little bit stronger, and she gives herself 50,000 damage cap up as long as there's an enemy taunted, which is pretty easy for her to do. I mean, that makes her stronger, but the issue is she has very low hit count, the most being a 4-hit. So she's still not going to be that great. But I mean, it's something if you want to use her. It's just nothing, super over the top impressive. And then the final thing is for the seed story. Sorry, that's what it's called in Japan. So I'm looking at that. My bad. The Ember Flame story. So we're getting we're getting the 6th Divine Beast. My bad, not the 5th. The 6th Divine Beast, which is another go last, and it hits ice and lightning and tome weakness and gives everyone 10% damage up for 2 turns. So it's just another damage up pet that you can choose to use to hit weaknesses if you need it to help with shaving shields. The more important thing are the 4 pets. The pets. So I wanted to go over. So I've been asking Netties about this. I hope they'll listen. We are still missing the Black Horse and the Black Alpaca from the last Ember Flame upgrade. These two right here, as you can see. And the problem is that these have really good abilities. Like, in case it's hard to see, I apologize because it's early in the morning, and I'll work on doing it better in the future weeks if needed. The Black Horse gives the owner evade elemental attack for 1 to 2 hits. That's not very good. The Black Alpaca is one of the best pets in the game because it inflicts 10% physical defense down for 1 turn on a random target. The only other pet that does 10% PDEF down is Hagen, and Hagen costs 6k Awakening Shards, and while I do believe Hagen's worth 6k Shards eventually because he has the highest HP in the game, Hagen takes a lot longer to be used. This guy can be used once he's level 10 on turn 3, and just like for comparison, Hagen can't be used till turn 5. So that's actually really good because this is the only other pet that can do physical defense down. So this is really good for speed clears and other just getting more damage up on a slam turn. So I don't know where these two pets are. Netties, please add them. And then so moving on, then we're getting 4 new pets with the story because the last 2 come later. Hopefully they get added sooner. We're getting the Clownfish, Manta Ray, Pink Manta Ray, and Penguin. And the Clownfish just gives one evade of both physical and magic, so that's not that good. The Manta Rays, the blue Manta Ray gives physical damage up. The pink Manta Ray gives elemental damage up. These are like weaker chompers, but the gimmick is they can only be used on the owner. But the reason that they can be decent is that they can be used 1 turn sooner than chomper, even though they give less damage up, so they could have some niche use in speed clears. It's just that they do need to use BP, so you have to be careful. It might be harder to set up, but you might be able to use them for speed clears. And the pink one actually could be really, really good because it can be used on turn 1 of a battle at level 10, and it just fills the front row allies ultimate gauge by 25%. This is very good if you have replaced Primrose EX with like Shauna or other units, and you're not using Primrose anymore. You might be missing that her regen fills ultimate gauge. Well, if you have this pet around, you can now fill the front row ultimate gauge at turn 1, which by 25%, which basically replaces Prim who did it. So it's potentially a useful pet to get. Also, some of these pets have decent do have some decent HP base HP. But yeah, that's the overview for this week's patch notes. Hopefully, NetEase adds the 2 missing pets soon. TLDR, like I said, do not waste your rubies pulling for EX Sophia and Fiora unless you are a unit collector. They are not worth pulling for anymore. Otherwise, please let me know if there's any of the questions you have below, and I'll try to answer them. And look forward, I'll probably try to improve this format in the future, but I'm going to start overviewing patch notes each week for content so people understand exactly what's coming and what each upgrade means for units and stuff. Also, I should probably say, like, if I didn't clear for all the 6-star upgrades for the 4 that got it, for all 6 units that got it, none of them are really worth pushing your seals for right away. The best one is maybe Nina Lana if you're going to use her for dark damage support with the X-Tat lock. Otherwise, none of them are really worth burning your seals for if you're low on 5-star seals to upgrade to 6-star, and you can save them for future units that are going to be coming out with reruns to upgrade later. Yeah, otherwise, have a wonderful rest of your week, and happy traveling. See ya.